yourself?
I can hear myself. Can you hear yourself?
I don't have headphones.
Oh,
Hear
well,
yourself, hear yourself.
I can hear everyone.
And we're live.
And we're live.
Welcome to the Big Hammock Podcast. We are officially on the road, headed to Morgan County, Ohio, gentlemen. I know Travis and Malcolm, myself, we have been amped up for this trip since the announcement was made. That was what, podcast number 9 is what it was?
Yeah, that was the official announcement.
And I tell you, between that and then last night's episode, that was
amazing.
dropped, a lot of fun there. I tell you, I was laughing out loud, like stomach hurting in times of that podcast last night. And I knew it was something good watching it last night, but then I was reaffirmed that, I had people text me today saying, hey, man, last night's show was really good. Keep up the good work. And, the comments and all that stuff on Facebook are great. Feel free to drop those comments on the actual YouTube channel or on the Spotify channel, whatever platform you're listening to. Put those comments in there. That helps the algorithm. What's the word I'm looking for?
Analytics and algorithm flow.
Analytics and algorithm flow. So, guys, listen, don't be afraid to put some comments on there and, share with everyone how you're feeling. I appreciate your feedback, all of you, and your support. And, thank you so much for the love, especially for last night's podcast. Dave from the racetrack. He and D are contenders for fans of the show.
Nice.
And he told me last night or today, he texted me. He said, "I just want to go on the trip with you guys." Like he said, if I just want to meet all those people. And
I don't know, that guy, whoever that Tyson dude is, keeps commenting. I think he's probably up there with one of the top-notch fans.
You know what?
He has not missed an episode. He comments every time. Even last night, he was just like, "This is the best show yet. It keeps getting better. Keep doing what you're doing." That's awesome. I wish I knew the dude's real name. I'd love to give him a shout out on the show.
His real name's Tyson.
You think that's it?
Yes.
I mean, people hide themselves on the interwebs all the time.
Nah, not that guy. That guy he's a self-proclaimed Big Hammock fan. And thank you, Tyson. We know you're listening in. So shout out to Tyson.
And if the sound doesn't sound as normal as the other podcasts, it's because we are on the road and we have the new microphones that we're working with. They're actually borrowed. Shout out to Joe Rothenberg for helping us out. He lent us his microphones to do the show on the road.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the trip, right? So already, Travis held us up. He was the reason why we took off as late as we did.
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
Someone changed the time. We said we're hitting the road at midnight. I'm trying to...
Yeah, but somebody was also on Facebook earlier today talking at 12 o'clock talking about they're ready to hit the road now. So,
yeah.
We changed it all up for you, Trav, and he wasn't even ready.
Yeah.
I know, man. I what can I say?
And then, not to mention, we get on the road and we got like 10 minutes into the trip, we got to pull over to the side of the road because Travis can't get all the equipment together.
It's not my fault. When did I proclaim that I'm the audio guy?
I think, Malcolm,
and I already pulled a hammy, bro. I'm back here with my foot in Malcolm's rear.
Listen.
As soon as he gets in the car.
So,
that's how old I am. I can't even get into the car. I feel like I need a child safety seat back here.
So, look, I think we should just keep track of the Travis anecdotes or Travis's problems that arise throughout the trip. We've had the pulled
pulled hamstring.
Yeah, and I'm still afraid to move my leg.
And we've had to pull over to the side of the road because he can't get his sound equipment together. So we'll see. We'll keep track of those little glitches along the way. But Malcolm was looking. Travis, has definitely done some research. We're prepared for some weather, and so when we get to South Carolina, we're prepared to get into some rain. We've got road construction in West Virginia. Apparently, the whole state is just upside down on 77.
There was a mudslide.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it
Okay.
knocked out a bunch of people and a little baby, from what I was told.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it was some treacherous storms that was going on up there.
Well, we're going to drive through it, and we're going to get up there safely. But we're definitely we're gonna go live on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, whatever platform we can go live on. We're just gonna make some appearances and kind of throw some shout outs to everybody, give some updates on our trip. Um, Again, we're gonna take I-10. We're heading up 301 right now. I think we just got outside of Hawthorne. We're going to make our way up to I-10, 270 or 295 to 95, I-26 westbound to 77 northbound on into Ohio. The trip could be 13 hours if Travis doesn't have to go to the bathroom very much.
Yeah. Hey, I got my Mountain Dew bottle back here. Y'all promised me a Gatorade bottle, but I do got a Mountain Dew bottle.
What'd y'all bring in your snack bags? I noticed both of y'all brought snack bags.
So I brought a backpack cooler, and it's got a ice thing in it to keep my drinks cool.
Oh man.
I've got Monsters, I've got Coke, I've got Sprite, and then my snacks are Fat Boy snacks. I am scheduled to get my wisdom teeth pulled next week, so I've got like honey buns and stuff that's soft on the teeth. Not necessarily good for the teeth in that there's a lot of sugar in it, but I'm trying not to munch down on the hard candy or anything
So
like
time
that.
out.
You go
You
ahead.
got zero sugar Coke, zero sugar Monsters, but a whole bunch of sugared up honey buns.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta balance it out.
Yeah, you got to balance it out. Thanks, Travis. I
Yeah.
appreciate your
Bro,
understanding.
listen, that's because he does the same stupid stuff.
What's
Yeah.
your snacks, Travis?
Well, they ain't full of sugar, I can tell you that. But I do got a little bit of carb snacks. I got two different types of what is it? Pretzels.
pretzels.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, I got the lights off, so I can't see the name of it. Just seasoned pretzels, honey mustard pretzels, and I got a
Ooh.
12-pack of. They was out of my zero dew, so I had to get diet dew. But
Ugh.
do
I,
to
I,
do.
I like that zero sugar stuff.
So
man.
do
It really,
I.
It brings a flavor back to it. The Diet Mountain Dew. I'll pass.
Yeah, I mean, I normally pass on the diet drinks because all I drink is zero sugar.
Mhm.
But I mean, if I got to, I'm gonna grab this or a Diet Pepsi. I shouldn't be drinking Mountain Dew, but
I tell you what, with all the love we had, with last night's podcast, I've been all off of my feelings, just sentimental or whatever you want to call it. This this showing of this movie in the Opera House, I shared with you guys how, I grew up going to the movies there, and really kind of told the story of how Morgan County is to me and growing up there. And I've always felt like there was something special about Morgan County. But I got to tell you, the response that we got from those phone calls last night, I think definitely affirmed it.
oh yeah,
Just everybody liked those conversations. They were great conversations. People are reaching out. They want to call in. I think that we definitely got something going there. We're definitely going to get some more guests on the show to call in.
Sweet.
A lot of fun things going on there. And, I made a Facebook post the other day. I said, this is more than a dream for me. I guess you could say have dreamed about going back to the Opera House for many, many years now. And again, maybe it's just because, things like the swimming pool shut down or the golf course shut down, and, you just go back home, and all of these, the times have changed with everything. But I have not been able to get back there just because of timing, and, I'm going to spend time with, whatever, family I can for the time that I have. And, you pick and choose where you're going to go when you're up there and how you're going to spend your time. And, I've had this dream to go back there, but, the term never in my wildest dreams, I feel like gets thrown around so much. So, people say all the time, never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined this, But that's why I don't even want to use that terminology. This is more than a dream. I never would have dreamed that, our movie or a movie that I acted in,
Yeah.
a movie that I produced, that we produced, that we were involved with, is going to be playing in the Opera House, and we're going to be there watching it. Like, never would have I have even fathomed that this was happened. And Malcolm, Travis. I want to go to Travis real quick before I go to Malcolm. But Travis, you've been, I know for sure you've had this dream being in the film industry for many, many
Oh
years.
yeah, it's been a long time.
And I got to imagine that you've dreamed about, traveling like we're doing, going and showcasing your movies. Like,
Oh yeah.
this is a dream for you. Malcolm, I got to tell you, or I got to ask you, when you called all of us up, when you called me up and you said, hey, will you be in my movie?
Mm.
Did you ever dream that we'd be going across the country to premiere it?
No, I actually just thought I was gonna throw it on YouTube and get a lot of criticism.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Uh,
we had countless conversations about that.
yeah,
And he was like, I'm just gonna put it out there. We're gonna do this. And I was like, bro, I was like, from what I've seen during the editing, like, we're not gonna do that. Like, you got something special here. I told him at the time, I don't know what you got. I said, but it's something. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, it needs to be showcased way more than YouTube. Um,
yeah, because I was just gonna throw it up. I was just in my plan was just have fun, make this movie to the best of our ability, right? And just put it out there for people to see. And I was just gonna move on to the next project and kind of use that as my amplified "It's Danny" type of
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like,
mhm.
here's what I did. It's Danny. I did all by myself, with the exception of the actors. Right, I needed them.
Yep.
But as far as like I was tying my shotgun microphone to trees, recording sound. Like,
Yeah.
and then I was like, okay, look what I could do with help. Right, that was gonna be my next plan. Like, okay, now I have help. Look what I did with help, of favors. And then it actually turned out to be something really good. And Travis is right. He talked me into just like, no, you're not gonna just throw it out there for nothing. We're gonna actually, we're gonna do it the right way.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a premiere, and then the premiere happened, and then the premiere turned out way better than expected. And so here we are. We're on the road, and
And I think I'm starting to, especially these last couple of days, I'm starting to feel the same jitters that we had for the Ocala premiere.
Oh yeah, I got a little nervous today.
You
But
know, go
but
go
to
ahead.
piggyback off of what Malcolm was talking about though, with talking him out of like putting it on YouTube and things like that, um, the little bit that I got to see, little clips here, little clips there. I spent a few months at work while he was working on this stuff. Uh, you guys were out filming, you guys were out creating the film. I was researching and I was studying different ways to come up with like your own independent, you know, production to go ahead and then self-distribute,
Hmm.
asking questions, researching on what to get, what discs to get, what programs to use, and things like that. And little did he know later on, like I surprised him with it. I was like, no, we're gonna put this on DVD, we're gonna put this on Blu-ray, we're gonna do it right. We're not gonna let a distributor touch it.
Hmm.
We're gonna put in the hard work for it. And I called him just like right after Christmas. I was like, bro, I already got the printer. I was like, in a few weeks, we're going to get the program. Now, I went through a couple programs before I found it right. I mean, unfortunately, we tested it a couple different programs with some of the duplications that we've done. Right now, we got it down to like one program that does it really, really well. Not to say that the other programs didn't. I just feel like this product that we're putting out to sell for this show, it's a much better product.
Hmm.
Um, and it's just things that I believed in, things that I was wanting to put out with my own films. And I was just like, I was just like, no, we're gonna do it with this film too. I was like, we're gonna put it out and we're gonna sell this thing and we're gonna see how many people actually want to buy it and watch it.
And Malcolm's talked to recently. It's funny all the people that come out of the woodwork when you come up with a movie, Malcolm.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, but you've recently talked to some other people that are in the film industry, and they are legitimate filmmakers, and all of them say self-distribution
There you go.
is the way to go.
Oh, yeah.
And I gotta say, for me, Travis, I don't know anything different.
Yeah.
But I can definitely tell you're putting in the work.
Yeah.
And I definitely know that the work is paying off in itself.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Based off of what we've heard from other people in the industry.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not saying that I want to dog on distribution because I'm not.
Mhm.
Distribution's probably right for some people, and if you're in a studio position, it's probably a good thing to do that because you're getting your MGs, you're getting your money up front.
And
You
you're
know, things like
and you're protected by the studio when you
Yeah.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not attached to a studio, you're not protected by that studio, then the distributor can screw you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I've been hearing
Yeah.
from all of these people that have been in the industry. And that's exactly, all of them say the same exact thing. If you are not protected by a big studio,
Yeah.
a big corporate studio that can have your back, then you're going to get screwed and you're going to get pennies on the dollar
Yeah.
compared to what they're making off of your product.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Malcolm could have turned this film in. He could have got it put out. And I know a lot of distributors that would have probably touched this film.
Mhm.
But guess what? Every quarter, Malcolm would have probably seen about maybe $100, maybe $200, if that, after all the shares. And
Crazy.
sometimes you don't even see that. That's the crazy part, and that's
Mhm.
what this business does. They'll say, "Oh, your film's not out there. It's not performing. It's not making any revenue yet. You still got to come up the cost." Because what a lot of people don't know in this industry, these distributors will come out there and they'll put extra stuff into the contract saying that they're going to spend $50,000 for marketing, sometimes $100,000 for marketing. You're paying for them to go to all these different conventions to try to sell your film, so they're charging you for that. And it's basically them making a phone call with 20 or 30 extra films in their pocket, and they're chopping it up over a dinner that you're paying for. That's why they always say that these movies never make money. Well, we're proving them wrong because this is a low budget movie that's making money.
Low budget? You mean no budget?
Low budget, no budget. It doesn't. To me, a budget doesn't matter. It's what you put on that screen.
Right, and that's the thing about it too, right? Like, what is on the screen to me is
It's priceless.
yeah. I mean, it really is. I can't. I've said it time and time again. It's a good movie.
Hmm.
It's a good movie. Like we've gotten great feedback on it. That's why I'm really, really excited about what's going to happen tomorrow night.
Oh,
We're definitely going to see people there that I for sure. Well, we've seen the ticket sales. There's names on those of people that have bought tickets already. We don't know who they are.
that's a great thing.
That's right. You know what I mean? And I've just been I call it Facebook stalking if you want. You know what I mean? But we're tagged in all these posts from family members and.
Yeah.
There's people commenting on them, and I don't know who they are, but they say they're coming.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what the turnout's going to be. I'm nervous about what the turnout's going to be. I'll tell you one thing I'm not nervous about. I'm not nervous about the response.
Yeah.
So what are you nervous about?
The amount of viewers.
Okay, let's break it down this way.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's 10 people in that audience or 550 people in that audience, I think at the end of the day it doesn't matter because those people that came out that don't know us for Adam and only listen to us just a little bit on a few shows on these podcasts,
Yeah.
these are the people that are coming out that's responded. These are true people that want to see what this film has to do. So, I mean, it's how you want to measure success. Even when I used to do stand-up, there was times I used to do stand-up in rooms where I'd have 2 or 3 people and then walk into the next show and it'd be sold out and there'd be 200 or 300 people in the crowd.
Hold on. Time out.
Yeah.
You did stand up?
For 5 years I traveled.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
No.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like last night's episode,
Yeah.
I didn't catch it, but your
my timing.
Oh man, it
Yeah.
was on, dude.
No,
Like,
no, man.
and you know what's funny when you when I was telling the Lorena Allard story,
Yeah.
and I was talking about how he drove through the thing, and your first thing was, "Where's Billy?" But I died laughing when I heard that. Like my stomach is like going all over. But you know what's even funnier?
Hmm.
My cousin's name is Billy.
Oh,
That's Melanie's brother.
Oh, it makes it even funnier.
Yeah, where's Billy?
I got some intuition. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, and then, oh yeah,
No.
where's Grandma? I mean, they were perfect.
I brought the flowers.
He used to have some of his stand-up bits on YouTube.
Yeah.
I used to listen. It wasn't video, but it was audio.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you can hear them on there.
They're not on there anymore, Travis?
No, I think I got one of my last shows that is still on there. It was the night Sopranos were ending.
Mm-hmm.
I walked away for comedy for a while due to some unseen circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started missing it, and I was just like, I wonder if I still got it. So there was a small club in town that was doing some open mics. They had grand prizes, different things like that. They was running a contest. Little did I know that it was being filmed for television. I went out there, gave it everything I got, standing ovation. I knew I had won the contest before I even got off, and when I put that mic back up, that was the last time I ever did any comedy, and that was over 21 years ago.
Wow.
That's how old he is.
Yeah.
Stop, Al.
And well, here's the crazy part. I knew that I had won it. I ran outside, called my dad, and I was like, I still got it after all this time. I walked away, and they was looking for me, and I stayed outside. And then they finally found me, and they was like, look, we're gonna have to split up this prize money. I said, you know what? I don't want the money. Split it up with everybody else that was a part of that show, because they're starting their career. I just ended mine tonight. And I just walked away and never touched the stage again.
They're getting us, bro. They are getting us.
What are we getting pulled over?
Could be.
Uh-oh.
Could be.
We ain't even in Lottie yet.
How fast were you going, Malcolm?
Probably
Never
like-
mind. Don't decriminalize us.
I was going about 80.
Right here on the podcast. This is going to be the first
boy,
pull-over.
that would be fun. That hey, you want to talk about content?
Hey,
That is some
That'd
content.
be funny, because
Hey.
I'm not driving.
hey, that's all right. Once he signs his ticket, we'll sign it back for him and tell him to keep it. It's gonna be worth money someday.
Hey, we'll definitely have to sell some more DVDs while we're on this trip.
Nah,
I'll be like, we're not going back home until all of these DVDs are sold.
that's pretty cool of them to flash us to slow us down.
Right? That
Yeah.
was nice.
Yeah.
So the speed limit here was back there was
55.
no, it was 70 where we were at.
Oh, so I was only going 10 over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're allowed to do that. Well, we're not in Marion County anymore.
Now it's 65. All right, cool. What?
So here's my thing. Why are you nervous about the turnout? If we could get back to that, I'm just curious of why the jitters on the turnout of how many people show up.
Why am I nervous about it?
Yeah. Like what is it?
I get, I don't live there. You know what I mean? I've definitely voiced my love for Morgan County. I've kind of portrayed it, or not portrayed. I haven't done this on purpose, but it's been portrayed like I'm a hometown boy, right? I never officially lived there.
Yeah, but
Okay.
here's the thing though, bro.
Hmm.
I don't think that discounts you from being a hometown boy, because just like I would say, I grew up a lot of my life in Denellen, but
Yeah.
I've never lived in Denellen.
Correct, right?
But I went to my aunt's house. I probably know everybody in Denellen.
Yeah.
My cousins grew up in Denellen.
Cor-
Like I know all the streets in Denellen, all the restaurants in Denellen.
correct.
So I would say it's the same thing.
And I know that people understand that, right?
Yeah.
But and again, I know Morgan County like the back of my hand. I was there. When I say that I was there every summer, like I'm not talking 2 weeks out of the summer. I'm
Yeah.
talking at the end of the school year. My parents put me on a plane, and I didn't fly back home until right before school started.
Right.
Like I was up there the whole summer for years and years and years. And obviously, I lived in Nashport, Ohio, which was about an hour away from Morgan County. But, even when I lived there, I was always in Morgan County because that's where the rest of my family was. So, but I guess my point of saying that, or the reason for my worry is, I definitely have family there, right? There's no doubt about that. But that's all that's been sharing everything. Like in Ocala, bro, we had everybody sharing everything that like it, dude. We had
20,000 views on our trailer.
20,000 views on the trailer, in Ocala. Now, don't get me wrong, we're up to what, I don't even know where we're at now, but that is definitely, we saw an uptick in that trailer when we shared it to Morgan County.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely out there, but again, we're talking a town of 400,000 and a movie theater of 300 seats. How tough it was to sell those tickets versus a town of 16,000 and 500 seats.
Well, here's the thing. We say tough to sell those tickets, but now, like, looking back, what's the term? In retrospect,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't really hard because there was just people that waited that last minute,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, we ran out of tickets to sell. We still had people coming in wanting to. Hence why we really had more than 300 people in the theater, because there was like at least 10 of us that was sitting on the steps.
Absolutely, there was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I had 4 people next to me sitting on the steps next to me.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like, and if this town is as behind the times as you say, and even
By the way, when I say it's behind the times, it's not that I'm talking crap about the town.
it's just it's just they're not.
That's what I love about the town.
Here's the thing.
The town is not caught up.
Most people aren't going to go on the internet to buy a $4 movie ticket.
Correct.
They're going to go to the Opera House and pay $4, for $1 bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you're saying. There is 550 seats. People aren't going to be like, oh, it's going to be sold out before we get there, because it's not.
Yeah.
So they know they have time. We had people coming to the Epic, bro, like hoping that they wasn't sold out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately they was, but for them, I mean, we still let them slide though. A couple of us gave up our seats so they can, watch it. But I see what you're saying. Like, but I wouldn't get nervous about it, bro. Like, because at the end of the day, whoever shows up to support and watch the movie, I don't care if there's only 20 people, bro. That to me is cool, because at least there's 20 people that came and watched our movie. And not only that, bro, in a selfish sense, I get to watch it on another big screen in a different movie theater, and I think that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter how many people show up.
Trust me, for me, that's what means a lot to me in this sense. Because again, I hate being all sentimental like this, but you guys have supported this from the jump.
Oh yeah.
And been excited about it and been behind me the whole entire way, right? Like, you guys are just like, if there's only 20 people that show up, this was worth it.
Oh yeah.
And
no doubt.
I definitely, know it's going to be more than 20 people. And
but I see what you're saying. But you got to remember too, Zach. Me and Travis have been here. We've been through this quite like a handful of times. Whether it is stand up, or the concerts that I've done, or the other movies we've been a part of, right? At the end of the day, it's like, for one, bro, it's impressive that you even got the Opera House to allow us to play the movie.
We're doing something.
We do need to take some time to thank Adam.
Yes, bro.
Adam.
Big shout out to Adam.
He. I shot him an email, told him, where we were from, what my ties were to Morgan County, and he has been nothing but excited about having us there.
Yeah.
And showing this movie for us. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking a chance.
Yeah, and I'll say this much, and again, on the backside of everything that I said, keep in mind that that I'm not worried about what people are going to think about this movie.
Right.
I already know the movie's great, and call me full of myself. The movie's great. I think Adam's going to absolutely love it. He already said, told me he saw the trailer. He's excited. I know that he's tuned into the podcast. Yeah, I can't. That's the part that I'm excited about is after the movie, hearing everybody's response.
Oh yeah, and they're promoting the podcast too. So when you go on to the Twin City Opera House, and then right under our poster where they set it up, if you click on Big Hammock, it goes to the
Ohio announcement.
Yeah, the
Oh,
announcement.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so he's shooting traffic right to it. So
Wow.
I know that this town's excited to see us come.
Well, bro, not only is it, let me finish too. Not only was it impressive that you got him to want to play the movie, you got it at the cost that you did,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you made the front page of the newspaper.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a big deal. We couldn't even get the back page of the newspaper from where we're from.
Yeah, in our local town.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's insane that they like covered that. So, like I said,
You know what? Let's talk about the newspaper because I mean, again, thank you to the Morgan County Herald.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was blown away at that article on how well they wrote that. Like, because I'll be honest with you,
Yeah.
it was nailed to the T. I had I don't know, a 5-minute conversation with her, and I expressed everything. I gave her the podcast information. I gave her the trailer information. I gave her the Facebook page. And for sure, she watched the trailer because she put in there, it's almost like fate telling us not to be out here.
Yeah.
That did not come from me in our 5-minute conversation.
Nice.
yeah, right.
So,
Nice.
she went through and she researched our movie and she shared it. And, we've obviously read it, but I can't wait to hold that paper in my hands and, look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because your sister got us a few copies.
We got copies. I got cousins who got me copies. We got probably 10 copies coming our way.
Nice.
So, and again, that just goes to show you how awesome my family is. Like, look, let me boast for a minute, right?
Boast.
I got an awesome family, like they've been doing all of it. You know what I mean? Like, that's my connection up there is my family, right? Now, again, the type of family that I have up there, my grandma Hook, that would be my mom's mom. One of the most loving ladies that, I've known my whole life. I think each of us can probably count on our one hand, the women in our lives that would, if there was a definition picture of a woman in the dictionary, we could probably, on our one hand, come up with the women in our lives that would be that definition of that picture. And, throughout our childhoods of, me and my cousins, I told you we were all close, aunts and uncles and all that, our cousins would bring friends over to grandma's house. Anybody that ever stepped foot in grandma's house was family. It didn't matter if you were my cousin's friend, my aunt's friend, my uncle's friend, my friend. If you stepped foot in my grandma's house, she welcomed you as family, and the rest of us welcomed you as family. Oh, you're with Eric? Okay, you're family. Oh, you're with Chris? Okay, you're with family. Oh, you're with Billy? Oh, okay, you're with your family, right? Like, it didn't matter. That's the kind of grandma my grandma was.
Nice.
We were that family that all the cousins wanted to go over and stay the night at grandma's house. We just hung out. And, Malcolm, I was talking to you on that Ohio announcement podcast on, that's kind of why we're so close because, your family's the same way, tight-knit like that. And, here we are all these years later, we're all grown. We all got our own families. We all got our own kids. We're all starting our own thing. But, they're coming and circling around me for this movie and going out there and sharing stuff on Facebook, telling their friends at work, telling, whoever they can. My sister's been running around town putting these flyers everywhere. It's making sure Adam got the marquee. Just, big shout out to the family for all the support that they've done. I can't wait to see them all. We're going to go to dinner at the Chatterbox when we get up there, 5 o'clock.
Oh, nice.
And which is we could walk. It's across the street from the Opera House. So, but they've already got the reservation in. We're ready to go.
Oh, wow.
We're good there.
What kind of food they got there?
I would recommend the sliders.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I think I got a salad last time I was there. I don't know. They've got all.
Is our flyer up in their window?
I'm sure.
If it's not, we're not eating.
I tell you. So there's a couple things that I would like to show you guys. Travis, I was talking to Malcolm about it. He said whatever you want to see. I think that, you being, the cameraman that you are. I think you would like to get as much footage of the town as you can.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna get some good shots.
I want to take you guys to the river. Again, that is my favorite place in the world is the Muskingum River. A piece of me is in that water. I want to show you that. Take you to the Stockport Dam. Really nice shots. If you Google Stockport Mill,
okay,
you can check out what that looks
Nice.
like. We'll go see that in person. And then we'll ride around town. I'll show you a couple things here and there. But yeah, there's two things that y'all have got to try, and we'll probably try it sooner than later. There's another thing, a drive-in. Okay.
Nice.
So it's a drive-in. They have them all over the place up there, but they're drive-in convenience stores. Like you drive into a garage.
Not like the drive-up barn like we have.
Yeah.
No.
I already asked him because you know the drive-up barn.
Yeah.
You drive up, tell him what he wants. He goes
Yeah.
in, gets it, brings it to you. He's
Yeah.
saying you drive through it like a garage.
Like
wow.
And there's coolers on both sides of your
Yeah.
car.
And they just bring it up to your
You
car.
tell them what you want, and they get it for you, and you're on your way.
Okay.
So we'll go through one of those. There are two things that y'all have got to try. It's Conn's potato chips. They are the best potato chips, bar none. I'm going to have to bring a couple bags back home.
Nice.
And these things, they're called pepperoni rolls. Okay?
Oh, okay. I know.
It's
pepperoni roll.
bread baked with pepperoni in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and I'll tell you, they don't sell them in every state because they don't pass health inspection code.
Oh, wow.
Because the bread is baked with the pepperoni in it, and it's just sitting out there in room temperature while it's cooked.
Oh,
Pepperoni,
okay.
it's not supposed to do that, but I mean, you ain't got, trust me, they're good. All right. So we'll get us some pepperoni rolls and some Conn's potato chips.
All right.
But yeah, I really am, don't diminish my fear for thinking that I'm not excited about tomorrow night, right? Like I am so excited. I can't wait to see the turnout, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
even if it is just 50 people or 100 people, right? Like I know for sure the people that show up are going to be the people that are just like we're in Ocala. They're going to
Yeah.
be cheering.
Yeah.
There's going to be people cheering for Malcolm's name when it shows up on the
Oh,
screen.
yeah.
There's going to be people that cheering for your name when it shows up on the screen, right?
Oh, yeah.
But why? Because they've invested into the podcast.
Yeah.
We've got people in this county that have been watching us since we started out with this. And you know what? They found out we're coming. They've been waiting to see
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, I've
You
been
know?
seeing all them posts on Facebook. Like, we got the movie, but we're waiting.
Yeah.
That right there, that's a kiss of success.
Yep.
I love that. That your anticipation so much to see this movie that you're waiting.
I'm wondering
And-
how. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Trav.
No, I'm just saying. Normally, I've been fans of movies, and I buy movies all the time.
Mhm.
I'm just a movie nut. But never have I went and bought a film and just kept it and sat there and was like, all right, I'm gonna wait, and then, that's what we're experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I'm wondering how their sound system.
Yeah. I don't know. You know
Well,
what I mean?
We'll have time to test it. I mean,
Yeah.
because we got two different versions of the film, not different copies of the film, just two different types that they're going to play through the projector.
The
So
format.
yeah, so we can see how it's going to look. So
And we got to call Adam when we get in town too, and see when he's going to let us in. You know how. I hope we can get in there early enough, which he said whenever we're ready. But you know, I want to do the tour with you, Travis. Like,
oh yeah, I can't wait, bro. I've been counting down. I tagged you and your sister in a post today.
Oh, I saw
from
that
from
oh
Jack
my
Osborne.
gosh! Yeah,
I had to. That was the first
Yeah.
thing when you announced and talked about this even before we announced it.
yeah.
That's when I started doing my research. So when I
Oh.
watched that episode, then I just started digging into everything about the town and everything about the Twin City
Melanie
Opera
put
House.
in there that it's the smallest Kroger in the world, which is true. There's a YouTube video. Have you seen that?
No.
So the smallest Kroger in the world is in Morgan County, Ohio.
That's crazy.
I don't even know what a Kroger is.
Yeah.
Kroger,
We used to-
they've got the delivery grocery stores.
We actually used to have a Kroger in town, but it didn't last very long. That's more popular up north than it is here.
Kroger?
It's a
Yeah.
grocery store.
Yeah.
But you see their trucks now. They're delivering groceries all over Florida
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah. It's kind of like Myers.
It's the blue truck with the freezer truck. They deliver groceries all over
Yeah.
the state of Florida.
You think when we go up towards Ohio, like Myers is huge up there.
Mhm.
Well, Myers to them is like Walmart and Kmart to us.
And it's been so long, and I don't even know if they're in business there, but there was a grocery store I think called Big Bear or something like that.
Oh wow.
I don't even think they have them anymore, but that was like one that I think we went to. It's it's kind of like a cash and carry. It's non-existent anymore.
Man, we made it to
Sweet
I-10
Bay.
already?
Yeah, we're in I-10,
Oh,
coming up
wow.
on I-10.
You guys got the GPS going?
Heck no.
All right. Well,
I'm telling Travis, I know this trip like the back of my hand.
I'm glad you do.
And I was telling Malcolm's like, man, I'm worried about the trip up. I'm like, look, my adrenaline's going.
Oh, I'm amped.
There is no way that I'm going to be able to sleep tonight while get us through to the other side. And he's like, okay, good. He said, because I'm the opposite way on the way home. I said, perfect, because I'll be burnt out on the way home.
Oh, we know that.
yeah.
There was 3 of us in the car, and he let 2 of us go to sleep, and then all of a sudden he fell asleep. We almost hit a wall, bro.
Oh, boy.
We all pulled over on the
You
side.
and
But that wasn't coming home.
Yeah.
That was going to.
No, that was coming home, bro.
No, that was going to.
You and your brother. That's, yeah.
I said,
It scared me. We pulled over for a while.
I hit the thing and goes. "Drrrr." He wakes up. He goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I thought that was our exit."
I wasn't
There ain't no exit.
wasn't no exit.
I was like, "Oh, yep." That's why I didn't turn. It wasn't an exit.
And then Uncle Jay woke up in the back, bro.
Oh, maybe
Uncle
it was
Jay
on the way
flipped.
home.
Yeah, it was, dude. We was coming up. We had just stopped at south of the border and went through that animal, the little animal with the gators and all the little stuff in there, the poisonous snakes that y'all scared the heck out of us. You don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, I'll never forget it, man. I woke up and I seen white wall, bro.
What car was it?
It was Malcolm's.
Yeah, then the little Hyundai Elantra.
Yeah.
The little red car.
Fun times.
Oh yeah.
That
It
was
a good-
one time.
Yeah, it
bro.
was one time out of
I
a
made,
lot of road
I
trips.
made us to Colorado. I got us to Colorado 15 and a half hours straight, no problem.
Yeah, we
Is Colorado 15 and a half hours?
No, it's 33.
Oh.
We
But I
did
drove 15 and a half, and
we-
then Travis drove the other 15 and a
Yeah,
half.
we did have one problem when I got tired out and we had to switch. Malcolm sleeping in the back, and old boy Brian thought it was time to do a race down the mountain.
Oh, yeah. Travis goes.
It was right before my son was born, my
Travis
first son.
goes, Mac, I'm so glad you was sleeping because you would have choked Brian out the way he was driving. Because he knows I don't play with that driving.
And there's
stupid
no
crap,
rails
bro.
on this mountain. This
Yeah.
is how crazy this
I'd have
mountain
flipped
was.
out, bro.
I was
Like,
having a panic attack.
I mean, I don't mind driving fast and, changing lanes, but if you're going to be driving around mountaintops with no railings real fast like an idiot when you're stoned out of your mind, that guy was loopy.
Hey,
Yeah. Needless to say, I had a change of boxers by the time I got to the end of it.
before we left, I said to Lindsay, how cool is it that, you get to send us out on this trip and you don't have to worry about me and Malcolm doing anything stupid.
Yeah.
She said, "Yeah, I don't know how to act."
Bro, if it was back in the day.
Oh, well, should they be worried, bro? They'd have been watching us pull out the driveway.
They're like, they're probably not gonna come back.
I'm expecting a phone call from somewhere in some state.
Oh man. Well, I mean, the good thing is though too is like my wife. Of course, our wives are gonna be nervous, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we're on the road, but at least my wife is used to this in a sense to where like me and Travis have done this more than we can
Oh yeah,
count on our
we was on the road
hands.
for a
Mhm.
year.
Right.
Mhm.
I mean, we went all the way to Philly and back. We went all the way to upstate New York and back. We went all the way to Colorado and back. Tennessee, North Carolina. You know,
Yeah.
like so we've boom, 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 boom so many times.
And then and here's the crazy part: we'd be gone for 4 or 5 days, come home, and within a couple hours we were turning back around and going to another state.
Yeah.
Like we was on the road for a solid year.
Yeah.
Fun times.
So
It's some of it was fun. Some of it was just pointless. I felt
Yeah.
like some of the jobs we had with filming the skydiving stuff when it was just me and Travis.
yeah,
We had fun when it was just. Although Colorado wasn't too bad.
yeah,
Upstate
yeah.
New
We got to
York
see we got to see New Mexico, bro.
Right. Yeah, we got to see some stuff, but like you know, it was pretty. I liked it better though when it was just me and Travis.
So did I.
So
So did
we'll what we'll do is we'll see where Morgan County ranks
All right.
amongst all the places that you guys have
So I've
been.
never been to Ohio, so this will be a
Yeah,
first for me.
yeah. So we'll see what like it's different, you know.
So
what I mean?
is Indy okay? Let me rephrase that. I did drive.
Through Ohio?
I had to get to Indiana, right?
No.
No.
Oh, okay then.
No.
No, I haven't been because I do.
Well-
I did go to Indiana and back with Foolish and Argenis to get Argenis' daughter. So
Well, we know what grade you got in geography.
yeah, I failed that class every year.
We know what grade he got in every class. Same one.
Hey, listen, bro. I got good grades in math, but I'm not that good at math either. So
You just know how to count money.
I just know how to look in the back of the book.
Well,
All right, well,
that explains why he made a movie about Bigfoot.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly. That's exactly why.
well, I think it's time to close it on up.
What
Are
are we at?
We are
Looking at about 48 minutes.
okay.
So not a bad episode.
We're getting ready to come up into Jacksonville, and we'll do a couple of live stuff. Give our fans a little update on where we are, and we'll check back in. I guess after the premiere, right?